Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I'm bringing you round 3 of my TBR game rotating decks. This is my TBR game where I have Uno cards help me pick the prompts to create my monthly TBR. I really feel like this game is working very well for me. I have had a successful second month. So before we get into the things that I want to do for the month of June, let me wrap up for you what I have done in the month of May. So in regards to the things that I was supposed to read for May, I had my Book One Cozies Club selection, which was Haunted Homicide. This is the first book in the Haunted Mansion Mystery series by Lucy Ness. I did, of course, read this. The next thing I had to read was a Bleach omnibus, and so I did read this Bleach omnibus. This is omnibus number 1. It includes volumes 1, 2, and 3. Really did enjoy this, but I am not going to give you my thoughts on that at this time. And then the last card I pulled was Prior Commitment, because I did pull a skip card, so I only had 2 books that I absolutely had to read, plus my Book One Cozies Club selection. So for Prior Commitment, it was like an arc or something I was supposed to have read but never did. And for that one, I decided to read Every Dead Thing. This is the first book in the Charlie Parker mystery series by John Connolly. This was not an arc, but it was a free download that I had gotten from NetGalley that I just never read. It was one of those books that was already out for several years before they offered it as a free download. So I didn't really feel the need to get to it right away, but I did decide to go ahead and pick that one up in May. That being said, I did DNF this one at 27%. And again, if you'd like to hear my thoughts on why, check out my monthly wrap-up later. So let me tell you what my plans are for June before we get into the gameplay for this round. I am going to be participating in 2 readathons. They are month-long readathons. The first one is the Whatever-You-Want-A-Thon. This one is being hosted by Maddie over a book browsing blog, I think is her channel name. I will link her announcement video for this readathon down in the description box below. But basically it's a readathon where you do have to sign up. You're going to pledge a number of books that you want to read during the month, and then you're just striving to meet that goal during the month. There are several prompts which I have not chosen books for. I'm just going to kind of mood read through the month, see if I hit any of those prompts. My main focus is just going to be to get to the specified number of books that I have pledged, and I have actually pledged 10 books. I know it seems like a lot considering that I only pick 3 books plus my Book One Cozies Club a month, but I'll let you in on the reason why that number is so high in a little bit. But I have signed up to be a part of Camp Contemporary, just so you know. So that's the first read-along that I am going to be participating in. The second one that I will be participating in is the Manga Pride Readathon. Again, this is a month-long readathon. This one's being hosted by Bizarre Individual, It's Rachel, and Dynamic Dylan. I'll leave all of their details down in the description box below as well. They have a bingo board that they will be using for their readathon, but I am not going to be sticking to that one either. Like I said, I am going to mood read through the month, but I have chosen a few things to read for that readathon as well. So before I tell you what I have planned to read for the readathons, let me flip you over to the gameplay and see what prompts the game has decided to give me for the month of June, and I'll be back with you in a bit to share with you what books I have picked out. So here is the setup for our June rotating decks round. As you can see, we are still playing with the Jurassic World Uno deck, and this is what it looks like here. It does include all of the colors of the prompt cards, so we will not be exchanging any of those colors today. As per usual, I will have my daughter cut the deck so that you know that I don't know what the top card on this deck is. So let's pull our 3 cards for the month, starting with a blue skip. That is very fortunate this month. Again, as you know, in May, I did also have a skip, so that is nice. Our next card is a 7 red. And the prompt is start a new series. Well, that shouldn't be too difficult. And our final card for June is a 9 red. Nope, there's 2 cards there. Ooh. And the prompt is over 300 pages. So that's not too difficult either. So again, the game was pretty nice to me. We haven't pulled any yellow cards yet, so maybe we'll get some next month. So let me pull the books for these prompts and I will be back with you in a bit. So that was interesting again. I'm glad we haven't switched out the decks. I'm really enjoying these Jurassic World cards. As I mentioned to you before, I just enjoy the Jurassic World atmosphere. I enjoy the world. I enjoy the movies. I'm super excited for the movie that's coming out, as well as the new season of Camp Cretaceous, which just came out. So yeah, I am glad that we're not switching out the deck again, and we've spent a little bit of time with this one. But the gameplay was also very interesting as well, not only in regards to the prompts that it gave me, but the prompt cards got stuck together, which kind of put a little bump in the road there, but not to worry, everything worked out okay. So let's get into the prompts first, and then I will let you know what I'm reading for the Manga Pride Readathon. So the first card I picked was a skip. So that means that I don't have to read anything to satisfy this prompt for the month, which is great because I do have a lot of things that I really want to read during the month. The second card was a red 7, and for this one it told me to start a new series. Now, I don't need permission to start a new series, but I am glad that I got a prompt to tell me to do so because I just picked up a book that I'm really anxious to read, and I just got it. So that book is Tokyo Ever After by Emiko Jean. I had originally thought this was a standalone, but I see that it's #1 on Goodreads. So if this is not an actual start to the series, I'm sorry, but Goodreads is telling me that it's a start to a series, so I have chosen it to fulfill that prompt. This is a Japanese Princess Diaries, and that's really all I need to know. So I'm super excited to get into this one during the month. The third card that I pulled was a red 9. So for that one, it gave me a book over 300 pages. And for this one, I had originally picked a book that was another start of a series, and I thought I better not do that. So I looked for a book that was a sequel to a series that I had already read, and a couple months ago I read the third book in the Mediator series by Meg Cabot, and so I decided to go ahead and pick up the fourth book. This is Darkest Hour, again in the Mediator series. It comes in at 315 pages, and I believe there are 7 books in this series, so I'm slowly making my way to the end. In this one, we are dealing with the fiance of a ghost that our mediator Suze is familiar with. So I'm looking forward to continuing with this one. I really enjoyed getting back into this world when I read the third one a couple months ago, and so I'm looking forward to getting back into this world, seeing what kind of mystery Suze has to solve in this one. And yeah, so that completes all of the things I need to read to fulfill prompts in the month of June. I also have my Book One Cozies Club selection. Book One Cozies Club, or the first in a series Cozy Mystery Book Club, is my book club where we read first in a series Cozy Mysteries. So this month I pulled a selection out of the Book One Cozies Club jar, and that selection is Pleading for Mercy, the first book in the Magical Dressmaking Mystery series by Melissa Bourbon. So as I had done with Haunted Homicide, I will be doing a chapter by chapter on it. That is basically my audio-only reading vlogs where I break the book up into sections of several chapters, read through those chapters, and give you my candid, spoilery thoughts as I read them. Those videos post daily starting from the 10th of the month. So if you're interested in reading along with me, that is the best way to do so. If not, I will have a series first impressions video go up with my general unspoilery thoughts, usually a week after the reading vlogs for the selection have commenced. So I hope you'll join me on that one in the month of June. As I mentioned, I will be participating in 2 month-long readathons during the month. I also forgot to mention at the top of this video that I have books to read for the second Booktube spin. So the second Booktube spin happened at the end of April, and we have May and June to read our selections. If you're not familiar with the Booktube spin, I'll leave a link down to the announcement video for that in the description box below. But basically it's hosted by Rick McDonald, I think his name is, and he just does a spin, so a random number like generator spin type of thing, and you pick 20 books that you really want to read. Whatever number he lands on will correspond to the book in your stack that you need to read. And so I had a book stack and a manga stack, and I didn't read any of my selections for the Booktube spin 2 in May, so I need to read them in June. And those selections were Truth or Dare. This is a Fear Street book by R.L. Stine. It looks like it has to do with skiing. It says it started as a game and ended in death. These are books that I have collected over the years. I don't think I've read this one. I've read several of what I have, but as I see them in like secondhand bookshops and things like that, I do pick them up to add to my collection. I do not think I've read this one, but they are really short, easy reads, and I'm looking forward to reading this one. The second thing that the Booktube spin chose for me was Absolute Duo, which there are 4 volumes here. I'm not quite sure what this series is about, but it's a series that I just completed in my collection, so I'm looking forward to getting these 4 volumes completed in the month of June as well. Now, like I said, for the Whatever-You-Want-A-Thon, or I believe the shortened version is the Whateverthon, I'm just going to mood read that and see if I check off any of the prompts as I read through the month. If not, my real only goal with that is to make the 10 books that I have pledged. So for the Manga Pride Readathon, I do have a few things here. Like I said, there is a bingo board, And all of the information is down in the description box again. But knowing that I wasn't going to be participating with the bingo board, I did want to try to at least complete one of the challenges that was on the board. And there are actually 3 challenges on the board that I will strive to complete during the month, and they are the host favorite challenges. So there is a box for each host on the board, and it's just to read one of their favorite BL, GL, LGBTQ mangas during the month. So I watched all of the announcement videos and picked up a few titles that would satisfy that prompt. So the first one being Escape Journey. This is by Ogaretsu Tanaka and is published by Sublime, rated mature. This is volume 1. I believe this is a second chance romance. You can see that it is covered in plastic. This is one of Dynamic Dylan's favorites, I believe. This was one of the ones he had mentioned in his video, so I decided to go ahead and check this one out. I did actually order volumes 2 and 3, but they are not available right now, so I just have the volume 1. Then I picked up Cherry Magic. 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard. This one is by Yu Toyota and is published by Square Enix, rated, again, mature. And I think the title really says it all. This is one that I found on Rachel's list of favorite mangas, and I believe it was also on Bizarre Individual's list. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. And from Bizarre Individual, I decided to go with That Blue Sky Feeling. I have 3 volumes here. This is the entire series. And this is published by Viz, rated teen. I believe this is just a sweet high school romance between these 2 boys. So I'm looking forward to getting into that as well. So I have a couple other things here that I am planning to choose from during the month. These are all things that I've had in my collection. Again, these are all LGBTQ titles. So first off, I have After School Nightmare. This is volumes 1 through 10, upside down, as you can see. But I will be buddy reading this series with my friend Bizarre Individual. We've been talking about this series for a while, and it took me a while to collect all of these volumes. So he had said once I did finally get them, we should buddy read them. I did finally get the last volume I needed. So we will be buddy reading this series in the month of June. This one is by Satona Mizuhiro and is published by Gokomi, rated older teen. Then I have our Not So Lonely Planet Travel Guide by Mone Sorai. This one's published by Tokyo Pop, rated teen. This one is about Asahi, who tells his boyfriend Mitsuki that he'll marry him if they go on the trip around the world together first. So that sounds real cute. I'm looking forward to getting into that. That one just arrived also. I did order that one a couple months ago, so I'm looking forward to getting into that. I have 7 Days, Monday through Sunday, story by Venio Tachibana, art by Rihito Takarai. This one is published by Sublime, rated teen. You might have heard of this. It is about a guy who only dates people for a week, or dates girls for a week, and then a guy decides to ask him out and feelings start to blossom. There was a bit of controversy in regards to another author's book being a ripoff of this one, and so I've been meaning to read this one for a while, and so I'm really looking forward to getting this one read in the month of June. Then I have Our Dining Table, story and art by Mito Ori. This one's published by 7 Seas, rated teen. This is a sweet story about a salaryman who meets these 2 brothers and starts teaching them teaching the older brother how to cook, and feelings start to blossom. I believe this was one of Dylan's favorite BL mangas of 2020. So I'm looking forward to getting into this one as well. And then lastly, I have 4 volumes of A Tropical Fish Yearns for Snow. This one's story and art by Makoto Hagino. This one's published by Viz, rated teen. I have already read the first volume of this. It is a sweet story about these 2 girls on the cover and a high school aquarium club that is based on an actual high school aquarium club. And so, like I said, I did already read the first volume. I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm looking forward to getting the rest of the volumes that I have read. I do know that this series has, I think, 3 more volumes out at the moment. I don't have them, but I will probably be picking those up as well. And yeah, so that will do it for all of the things that I am looking to try to select from in the month of June. I will definitely be getting to the ones that I have pulled prompts for, and I'm hoping to make a nice dent in everything else that I've shown you. Let me know if you will be participating in the Whateverthon, the Whatever-You-Want-A-Thon, or the Manga Pride Readathon, or if there are any of the books or manga that I showed you today that you're interested in. I would love to know. Or if you could leave me the word whatever for Whatever-You-Want-A-Thon, or just whatever emoji is your favorite down in the comments below. That would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out. And that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye!